Channel will play that as the lead.
He would if we were on the show. Oh.
By the way, Sack Deep out there in Sacramento, Harry, on the West Coast, said Rosewood Menlo Park is where Russian girls hang out on Thursday nights. Harry.
Oh, is that right?
And Menlo Park is where Robin's mom lives.
That's in near Stanford area, right?
Yeah, it's that whole area. Menlo Park, Palo
yeah.
Alto. That's where all the tech jets, where Google is, and all those other tech places are, Harry.
So those Russian girls are looking to get hooked up with these rich tech guys.
Who isn't?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. But anyway, Rosewood, isn't he delivering pizzas? No, that's what? Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs, Harry. Anyway, we're going to get our guest on here in just a second because we're going to talk about a golf tour, because the other tour that we hear about, it's changed its name, the Nike Tour.
Right, it's now Korn Ferry.
Yeah, but it was
also
Web.com.
Web.com. Yeah.
It was a Nike Tour. And then they couldn't afford the shoes to pay those guys to go out there and play because they didn't have enough in China. And now it's the Korn Web, or what is it called?
Korn Ferry.
What the hell is Korn Ferry?
They're a consulting firm. That's all I know.
Sounds like a ride at a traveling circus show.
Like at the Iowa Fair.
Yeah,
exactly.
They canceled the Texas State Fair this year. Did you see
they
that?
did?
For the first time since World War II. WW2, the big one, they canceled the Texas State Fair, Harry. And you know what that is?
It's an outrage.
Even Jerry Jones said, "How about them Cowboys?" Well, no, that was Jimmy Johnson, Harry. You know what I'm saying?
For some reason, I think Texas State Fair, is that in Austin?
Yeah,
or is it Dallas?
No, I think it's in. It's at the Texas State Fairgrounds, which I think is in the Dallas area.
That's Dallas, because that's where the Cotton Bowl, the old Cotton Bowl is.
Exactly right.
I could just picture Matthew McConaughey walking around.
Tony, the big golf news, though, over the weekend, the Memorial not going to allow fans, right?
Yeah, that was supposed to be the first one with fans.
That's next week. They went back on that.
And that's where a lot of guys will
Tiger was
skip
supposed
this
to come back.
Right.
What's the event this weekend, Aaron?
Well, it's
a charity thing.
It's Workday Charity. The Workday Charity Tournament. This replaced the John Deere, which backed out.
Right. And nothing runs like a deer, so they're going to have problems this weekend, I think.
No.
But then everybody's ready for the Memorial. Tiger's going to be back, supposedly, right?
We hope.
Scheduled to appear. Then, obviously, DeChambeau and all the big guys, the big boys will all be there.
But why is it at the Texas State Fair when I think of that? Do I think of Matthew McConaughey walking around all low-key faded, eating a corn dog?
Because he probably is low-key faded.
In a Texas Longhorn T-shirt.
He's always low-key faded.
Cut off with the white cowboy.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Hook 'em horns, boys.
Maybe bare feet, with some jeans with the little rips.
Little chickens falling behind him like Tony.
Yeah, man.
How cool is that?
Exactly.
It'll be absolutely – and you know what he'll say when he goes to the Texas State Fairgrounds this year and doesn't see anybody? He says, you know what?
It's not that busy, man. It's not that busy.
All right.
Wow.
Right, baby. No, Vanilla Ice will not be there. And all the people who were ripping Vanilla Ice did it prematurely because he didn't just book it. He booked it in advance, not knowing there was going to be a COVID situation, and then he canceled. So all these people were picking on him. We were having fun with him last week when A-Time was on. Mm-hmm. It's not like he decided, let me pick this weekend and go there. By the way, a lot of comedians booked Texas because Texas was reopening.
Right.
And a lot of them, like Adam Carolla, they were like, we can't perform in Los Angeles. Let's go to Texas and do shows.
Right.
And D.L. Hughley
it's
went
like
there.
D.L. Hughley went to Tennessee.
Exactly.
He went to Nashville and then got the COVID.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are going to states that are open so they can continue to do
work.
their jobs and make money. Now, by the way, let's talk some golf now. We're talking about the Memorial. That was supposed to be the first one. But there's a tour out there, Harry, that not a lot of people know about.
No.
And in this world where we're talking about diversity, and Tiger Woods obviously opened the way. But there were minority golfers long before Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods took it to the next level. Where he made golf huge again. Sort of like Michael Jordan era or the Magic Johnson and Larry Bird era, reinvigorating the NBA. Yeah. That's what Tiger Woods did to golf. But there's a tour out there that's been around for a while, Harry, that predominantly that features golfers of different diversity levels. I mean, from all walks of life.
Yeah, trying to introduce the game to inner city young people.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
Tiger did that, and you see so many more young African Americans playing at Munis and getting invited to major courses now and playing on this tour. And one of the people who's involved, he's actually the guy who runs the thing. His name is Ken Bentley, and it is the read me the acronym again, Harry.
APGA, at APGA_tour on Twitter. Stands for Advocates Pro Golf Association Tour.
And we're proud to be joined by Ken Bentley. Ken, congratulations on the great work you're doing. So tell us about this event, because you guys are playing at all the major tracks where the PGA guys play.
Well, thanks. Thanks for having me, guys. Yeah, we're excited this week. We're going to be at the World Golf Village playing on the same course that had a Korn Ferry Tour event just a few weeks ago. So our tour has been around for 11 years. We modeled our tour after the old United Golf Association tour, which was kind of the Negro leagues of golf. Mm-hmm. And we started 11 years ago on inner city golf courses. We had 3 tournaments. Now we'll have 9. And we've moved up to play on courses that the PGA Tour plays on. So we're excited to be at the World Golf Village this week.
Well, Ken, yeah, you mentioned you've been around for 10, 11 years, and tell us about the progress you've been making as far as getting, sponsors and any traction, sort of falling down from the PGA Tours.
Well, I gotta say that the PGA Tour has been a huge sponsor of ours. That they came on board in 2012, and they've been great. They've opened up TPC courses to us. We played last month at TPC Sugarloaf near Atlanta. Mm-hmm. So they've been a great sponsor. Lexus allowed us really, when they came in as their presenting sponsor, they allowed us to really grow the tour to where we are today. And as I mentioned, we started with 3 tournaments, just $40,000 total in prize money. And so this year we'll have $250,000 in prize money. We have a Lexus Cup, which is like the FedEx Cup, so our winner will get an additional $17,000, and they get a free entry into Korn Ferry Q School. So we've come quite a distance. Our guys have really started to play well. Harold Varner played in our tournament in Tampa. Joseph Bramlett played in 3 or 4 of our events. Tony Finau played in our tour championship the year he made it to the Korn Ferry Tour. So the caliber of play is really high. I like to say that our guys are 1 or 2 putts away from making it onto the PGA Tour. So it's a high caliber. We keep getting better every year.
And so we're talking about the tour that's been around for a while that nobody, as far as television, you guys, Korn Ferry's got obviously play. We see European golf all over the place. The Golf Channel has golf from all over the world. The women aren't playing this year. The LPGA has pretty much shut it down. What about television responsibilities or some television coverage for this group?
Well, we love to. We love to get on TV. We were part of the Farmers Insurance Open in January. It was the first time the PGA Tour allowed another tour to play alongside of their tour. On Saturday, while the PGA Tour was on the South Course, our guys were playing on the North Course. So it was a huge inspiration for them to play right alongside of Tiger Woods and all the PGA Tour guys with the course set up the same way. And part of that event was televised. CBS showed parts of our tournament as well as the big tournament.
Now,
so we're starting.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, yeah, we're starting. People tell me that all the time, that we're the big secret out there. And we're, guys like you are really giving us a great platform, and has really, raised our profile in the golf community.
At APGA_tour on Twitter, and it's of course we got Ken Bentley, the director here of the tour. Now I do some work with the First Tee here locally in the Philadelphia area in Pennsylvania. Have you noticed, is there a cooperation with the first tee groups around the nation, and what kind of impact have they had on this tour?
Well, we do. We have a great partnership. I'd say probably a third of our players came up through the first tee. And this year, we have a partnership with the first tee at Tampa. So they have 3 of their graduates, guys who came up through their program and graduated from college. The first tee at Tampa is paying their entry fee for the first 3 tournaments, and then we're comping the last 3 tournaments. So those guys will be able to play a full schedule with us this year. And so we have a partnership with them throughout the country. We have first tee kids that are involved in our clinics that we do. But we're looking forward to being that bridge, because right now, golf is kind of like the foster care system, where you, while you're in college and high school, you get all your equipment paid for, your tournaments. But once you graduate from college, you're kind of thrown out in the world, and you have to get a sponsor, you have to find places to play. So we kind of feel that void for a lot of minorities players, especially African-American players, because we have the tournament schedule, we have a place for them to play, and the first tee has really played a role in that for us.
Okay, and you mentioned when you first started back in 2010, there were 3 professional tournaments, 80 participants, and a $40,000 prize money total. And now in 2019, last year, 7 events, 103 participants, 25 amateurs, and $250,000 in prize money. And you mentioned Lexus is involved and
Farmers Insurance.
Farmers Insurance earlier, but right now it looks like Lexus is presenting your events coming up. And you mentioned this weekend in St. Augustine, World Golf Village, and then you're going to go to Orlando at the Dubs Dread Golf Course down there, and then Harborside in Chicago, and Chester, Washington Golf Course in L.A., Pacific Palms in the City of Industry, California. And then you're staying out there again and playing in October, the Pacific Palms Resort, the Black College Classic, where you'll have some of the best, obviously, college golfers out there, minority golfers.
Well, we do, and we're really excited about that one because it's a partnership with the Black Golf Coaches Association, and it's the first time that we've really had a college tournament. And black colleges are really our best feeder system. There's a bunch of really, really good players. In our tournament at the World Golf Village, we've got a number of college players in that. One from Florida A&M is Moby Dillard. And Moby's a great young player. He's won 3 or 4 college tournaments. Not only is he a great young player, he's just a great young man who's a great student. And I think he's got a great future in golf. So what we try to do at every one of our events is we reserve 8 spots for amateurs, mostly college players, to give them some experience of playing in a pro event. And players like Moby have taken advantage of it.
Who are some other guys that we might want to be on the lookout? I mean, you mentioned Harold Varner and Joseph Bramlett, Finau, and guys from the past that have now graduated and played well, won some tournaments on the big tour. But aside from Moby, who are some other guys that we might be on the lookout for? At the Korn Ferry level, Mackenzie Tour, some of those other tours breaking in.
Well, I think there's a couple guys. Farmers Insurance just signed 2 of our guys to endorsement contracts. And that's Willie Mack, the third. Willie's from Flint, Michigan originally, lives in Orlando now. And Kamayu Johnson from Tallahassee, who's actually living in Orlando now. Those are 2 guys, great players, great young talents. Willie Mack has shot 62 in a Korn Ferry qualifier. I mean, great player. He was our Lexus Cup winner last year. He's a top player on tour. He won our first tournament this year in San Diego. But those are 2 good guys that you want to watch. Another one is Tim O'Neill. Tim O'Neill's a veteran who's been around a long time, still playing great golf, was a great college player. He won our tournament at the Farmers Insurance Open. Excuse me. He won the tournament at the Farmers Insurance Open. So there's a lot of talent out there. Again, just guys that are just a couple putts away from really making it to the PGA Tour. Another guy to watch out for that's a member of the Canadian Tour is Torrey Valentine. He's a Florida guy who's really got a ton of talent that I think you'll hear a lot from him in the future.
Well, Ken, this is great stuff, and people learn about stuff all the time, and you guys, just like everybody else in sports, had to shut it down for a few months,
Right.
and now you're back and up and running again since last month, and we wish you the best of luck, man. Anything we could do to help you promote this, and we're glad that you came on today because, a lot of people don't realize there are a lot of young minority people out there. Tiger Woods inspired a whole generation of kids, and now there are other great players out there that keep the inspiration going. You get out on a golf course, you fall in love with the sport, and who knows what could happen.
Yeah, I agree, and I want to thank you guys again for having me on to giving us some exposure because there are a lot of people out there playing. There are a lot of people out there chasing the dream that Tiger gave them. Tiger did inspire a whole generation of golfers, white and black.